Good evening, good morning. Good morning, it's 1:08. It's 1:08 Tuesday morning, September 10th. Guys, how you doing? So I got a little bit of good news. Danny did not need the second treatment for the heartworm. She's going to take some oral antibiotics for the next 3 months and going to get her heartworm pill twice a month now. Because the test barely showed positive, and this is a way that we could treat it without Danny having to endure that harsh treatment that she had the month before. So I'm very grateful. We celebrated by 2 new dog beds. So there's 2 dogs and like 14 dog beds in the place. It is what it is, guys. I'm just thrilled. I'm still taking my time off. I might have a procedure for my neck. We'll see how that goes. I'm still feeling pain from the last procedure. Anyway, guys, I'm just thrilled that my Danny is doing great. And I'm thrilled that she can play and run and jump and all that good stuff. So I'm really happy about that. I don't have a empty nest syndrome in my home. However, I think Kristy Blanchard did, and I think that that's what happened with her change of heart in having Gypsy move in with her and her getting involved and being the shit stirrer in Gypsy's relationship issues and in Gypsy's relationship issues in public media as well. So not just personally with her and how she fucked up her and Ryan's marriage, which was okay. That was going to be on the rocks anyway. It wasn't going to work out. Gypsy wasn't in love with Ryan. She used Ryan. I'm beginning to think this whole thing was something that was planned and plotted and was supposed to happen exactly the way it happened. And we just watched it thinking it was something that wasn't scripted. But I think it was scripted. Excuse me. I don't think Ryan knew it was scripted. I think Gypsy, Ken, and Christy knew it was scripted. I'm not sure Rod knew it was scripted. I don't think Rod is impressed with the way his daughter is behaving lately. I just don't see where she has done anything that has benefited him. And, you know, I keep going back to those horrible photos that she supposedly sent her dad with actual intent. Like, something's well off there. So when I think of everything that Gypsy had to bring to the table when she moved back or moved in with Rod and Christy, you know, besides her awful history, she didn't really have anything to bring to the table except the bucks, the money, the dinero, the mucha mola, the dough, the cashish. Guys, that's what I think is going on. And I also think that Christy is fucking bored. She doesn't have a child at home anymore. She raised her 2 kids. They're off and gone. And you have to wonder, do you think Mia would allow Christy to meddle as much as Gypsy allows her to meddle? And is Gypsy allowing her to meddle so much anymore in her and Ken's relationship? You got to remember, Christy had 2 kids at home. She raised them. And even when Rod was out to sea doing his job, now Rod's out to sea doing his job. He's still happy and fine and all that. Christy has become middle-aged. That's hard on a woman. I know it is. I'm past middle-age, you know what I'm saying? So we gain weight in places that we don't want to gain weight. We grow hair in places we don't want to grow hair, right? We become what we think is less attractive. And listen, I'm not saying that Rod's not attracted. I think Rod's silly in love. I think he's always been silly in love when it came to Christy. Supposedly they started dating 6 months after Gypsy was born. But then there's people saying otherwise. So I don't know. I think that Rod is definitely in love with Christy, and that's the person he wants to be with. However, I think that her meddling and her just being bored with her own life is causing problems all the way around for everybody. Not just for Ryan, who, listen, she helped you, Ryan. You will one day owe her a favor. You're going to realize that she really did help you. And, it's tough to take on that we weren't who we thought we were to somebody. It's tough for Ryan to take on, I was only used for how I looked on paper. Because, Ryan's got a good side to him. We know that. Ryan can be funny. Ryan knows how to laugh at himself. Ryan has some confidence in himself. He didn't have a lot of confidence in the relationship with Gypsy. He thought that Gypsy was some sort of super god. And she's just a super fucking tick, basically. A tick, And somebody that will give you disease if they suck on you too long or if they stay around you too long. And then you have to have a shitload of antibiotics. So that's who I think Gypsy is. But I think Christy knows this. And Christy is just counting the days before Ken and Gypsy can actually live together. And she can fucking get Gypsy out of the house. But then where does that leave Christy with too much time on her hands? You know that song? Too much time on my hands. That. She's going to have that problem. And when she has that problem, is she going to look for the granddaughter? Is she such an empty nester that maybe she would want the granddaughter?
So, embarrassing if I was the dad? That would be embarrassing because they've done reveal parties, they've done all this stuff. That would be crazy if I was the dad. That would be crazy. I would love to see the egg on their face just be like, I'm sorry, I'm just playing. But it would be like an egg on the face.
As I said before, I think a lot of Gypsy's problem is her stepmom. And I think her stepmom is behind a lot of what's going on with Gypsy.
Is Christy fake? Absolutely. That's right. Fake as clip-on nails, baby. Sorry. My bad.
And I think her stepmom is behind a lot of what's going on with Gypsy. And I think her stepmom has made her own complaints when it comes to Gypsy. Because I don't think Rod does much when Christy says she keeps the house a fucking mess. It's always a mess. She won't clean up because we already know how Rod handles it. Clean your room. Gypsy does what she wants. Gypsy's always done what she wants because that's what her mom has allowed her to do. So again, with those people that think that maybe Dee Dee deserved this or Dee Dee was stifling to Gypsy, it was the other way around. I think we see that now. And I don't think Christy ever doubted the way it honestly was and what honestly happened. I honestly think that Christy knows what happened here. And she's just along for the ride. She's going to get what she's trying to get. She's going to outsmart Gypsy every single time. So watching the two of them and kind of feeling like you know what's going on behind the scenes, you get a little bit of enjoyment out of, maybe the chaos that's going on in that house, the uncomfortableness that's going on in that house, the distrust that's going on in that house. You gotta laugh, you gotta just sit back and laugh. So Ryan Anderson is actually getting his revenge by not doing anything because time is on his side, and that's what's gonna happen there. So guys, I just wanted to hear what you have to say. I think that Christy is behind the whole fucking thing. I really do. And I think it's because she was bored. And now she has a new purpose in life. To be a grandma. Or a G-ma. Or whatever the fuck she's going to be called. I don't know. But Papa Rod. Yeah, he's still staying on the water, isn't he? All right, guys, this is Issues with Toddy One Skip. Tell me what you think. Tell me what you think. I appreciate you guys. Have a great day. Those of you that aren't subscribed, give us a shot. We don't bite unless you ask us to. Thanks, guys. Be better today than you were yesterday. Not half as good as you'll be tomorrow. Thanks, guys. Be kind.